Welcome back to a special episode. I'm assuming you guys have already seen what's happened starting Saturday morning when, the craziest trade in sports history happened, followed with the craziest trade deadline in sports history. But you've probably just seen the basics, and we're here to give you the specific details about it. Yeah.
So YouTube wouldn't let us upload episode 3. That's why we've been on hiatus. But we're back with a special episode because this was kind of too crazy to miss out on.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I know you've been waiting for this.
Mm-hmm.
First, we're going to talk about the injuries that actually are going to affect the team for this season. Because why not? Yeah. This is an update for all the biggest injuries. God, okay. First, for the Hawks, Jalen Johnson is out for the remainder of the season with a shoulder injury. And when we thought the Hawks might be better than mid,
they're plummeting.
And he one of the best defenders in the league, my most improved player candidate. Hawks can say bye-bye now.
Bro, the Hawks are about to plummet in the rankings. I don't know.
They've been mid every year, and this was their year to go a little over. Maybe a playoff contention, but it doesn't look great now.
Hawks, we need to start rebuilding because this is bad.
Come on, Atlanta.
For real.
Right. Next, Peyton Watson out until March 5th, which is less than a month from now, but the Nuggets are a contender this year, and he is one of the best defenders in the league, and people don't realize the impact he has. Like, he has a starter impact, and the standings, it could be really close at the end, but that will affect the season. If he played, would not be injured this entire month, the Nuggets would be higher for sure, and that would affect the entire playoffs.
Yeah, because last season we saw the Nuggets, they had their last game, which determined where they would be in the rankings. And Peyton Watson, he's a great role player, so I'm pretty sure he's going to affect where the Nuggets land on the rankings.
Yeah, like I said with him and Jalen Johnson, but two of the best defenders in the league, for sure.
All the defenders.
Oh, except for him. Jaden Ivey out until March 23rd, lower leg. I remember seeing the slide when Cole Anthony hurt him. But the Pistons, like I said with the Hawks, this was actually a pretty decent year for them. And he's probably like their second or third best player, top tier scorer, shooter, low-key underrated defender. But if he's out for that long, it's like same with the Hawks. Down the rankings.
Yeah, plummeting again. The Pistons, I actually had hope for them because they had like a promising starting lineup. But with Jaden Ivey, again, he's out. I don't think the Pistons will land in the play-in. So,
yeah.
This was have to see.
Much improved season from last year, and they probably won't be too bad. But like, he's like, besides K, he is their go-to scorer. So, yeah. Next, Mo Wagner out for the remainder of the season with left knee injury, and he's been out for a few months now too. And it doesn't seem like a big deal because he's probably their like 9th or 8th best player. But this is the Magic. All of their rotational players are just as important as each other. He is one of the most underrated centers in the league. He can score, rebounds just as well as about anybody, and he would have been promising and helped them in the playoffs, but over now.
This is putting a bunch of more weight on Paulo and Franz, so we'll just have to wait and see how they do at the end of the season.
Exactly. Next, Brandon Miller out for the remainder of the season. So just like the Hawks and the Pistons, but this one is probably the biggest factor.
For sure.
The Hornets definitely had somewhat of a chance this year because this is LaMelo's best career year, probably. Just got snubbed from being an all-star.
About to say that. What is wrong with the NBA?
And also Grant Williams is out for the rest of the season, but I mean.
Yep. We're talking about Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller. This man, besides Wemby, this is, in my opinion, best player from that draft. He's like the two-way ability with him. Like, he knows the rotation. He knows what his role is, and executes it just as well as about anybody. And it hurts it hurts him, it hurts LaMelo, it hurts the team as a whole when he is not able to play for them.
That's gonna plummet them really bad. Just like what we were talking about the Hawks. He's he's probably top 2 really good role player on that team. Really good player all in all. I just hate to see him have to go out for the whole season, and it's literally just the All-Star break coming up. So
yeah, everyone talks about certain things that ruin the NBA. In my opinion, it is injuries.
For sure.
Next, Jared McCain out for remainder of the season. Rookie of the Year candidate, probably would have been a finalist if he didn't get injured. Embiid gets hurt, Paul George gets hurt. He has to step up, does as well as he can, especially for a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I won't say the Sixers will plummet as much as the other teams, but this makes just as much of an impact. Like, man, this is his rookie season, and he is like one of the most key role players in the league for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he had to take on the weight of Joel Embiid and why can't I think of his name now? Paul George when they were injured. Right when starting his season as a rookie, I just knew that was bound to make something like an injury happen because he took on so much weight. Of the team, not like physical, of the team. So he had a lot on his shoulders, and as a rookie, you can't really compete with that much pressure. So
yeah,
it's really a loss for the Sixers. But
yeah, if they keep him, he has a very promising future for sure.
Oh, 100%.
No doubt. Then this one is huge. Jamal. DeJounte Murray out for remainder of the season and Herb Jones out until April 2nd. This cannot be happening when Zion is always injury prone and you just got rid of Brandon Ingram, which we'll talk about later, and got rid of Daniel Tice, which we'll talk about later. Like, you're just losing all of your rotational players. You just got DeJounte Murray this season, had all the hype. We're doing pretty well, and these are 2 top-tier defenders, especially Herb Jones. And now, again, the Pelicans are definitely just going to drop.
Aren't they still in last place for the West?
So never mind, they're not going to be dropping, but they're going to stay down there.
No, because I feel like they had a chance to come back up, but this is just not going to help their case. And it's not even like they were trying to do a rebuild. They were just trying to reform their team. But they're still not doing good because Zion, their star player, is out for like the whole season. Not really, but like he's never on the field, on the court. But then they have to rely on these 2, especially Herb Jones on defense, and it's just like it's hectic. Trust me.
Yeah, they should have found more rotational and key players in this trade deadline. Who is their best player right now that's like not injured? Trey Murphy?
Probably.
All right.
Probably the only candidate.
Now before we grade the teams after the trade deadline, we just got the biggest news, like the craziest ones we can talk about. And this one wasn't a trade. This just happened today.
This was recent. This was like at 1 today.
Ben Simmons got waived by the Nets and is now signing with the Clippers. Boy, oh boy.
What are the Clippers doing?
Low key, I feel like Harden and Simmons will have pretty good chemistry. They recently just got traded for each other. So, Simmons has definitely improved in some ways since he got injured years ago, but he's nothing more than just a good rotational player, maybe a good starter. But
yeah, I mean, this isn't to say this would have been crazy if this was the deadline like a year ago, but now that we have so much trades happening this deadline, it's insane to say that this is like one of the least viewed ones or least looked upon.
Yeah, pretty mid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next, these are probably the 5 biggest moves of this last week. We got Brandon Ingram going to the Raptors Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk going to the Pelicans. Okay, so the Pelicans do have some good rotational
Yeah.
pieces, but does this give the Raptors any playoff hope?
I'm saying slightly, but I don't really believe so. Brandon Ingram, I thought he would only really fit on the Pelicans and the Lakers.
He should have been traded years ago.
Really
Now
should.
he's just declining. His game's declining.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say this, but they're gonna win more games with him, but it's not gonna affect seeding. I don't know.
That's true. I know what you
Because
mean.
he can't. I mean, they have Scotty Barnes, but I don't see those two working together to lead a team to real contention.
Yeah, those aren't really leaders in my eyes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with them playing together.
Definitely a win for the Raptors, I'd say, though.
Yeah, that was pretty cheap. Just Bruce Brown and Olynyk and a second-round draft pick or something.
Mm-hmm. Olynyk's getting pretty old, too.
Yeah, and Bruce Brown is falling off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next. We'll talk more about the little players that were traded this, but right now it's Chris Middleton to the Wizards and Kyle Kuzma to the Bucks. And we don't really need to talk about the Wizards, how this will affect them.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to be better with Middleton, but Kuzma on the Bucks now and Middleton gone. How will this affect the Bucks against the best teams in the league?
I really don't see the dynamic between Kyle Kuzma and Giannis. I don't know how this is going to work. I felt like Chris Middleton was formed to be a staple in that team, a good part of that team that they just bounced off back and forth between Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Dame. I just don't see Kyle Kuzma fitting in with Dame and Giannis. That's just how I feel.
I feel like the Bucks should have went for more bench pieces. We've seen Middleton and Giannis besides when Middleton's hurt a lot. So I mean, there is some understanding to this because he's hurt a lot. But
injury
when they're healthy, it's one of the most Giannis and Middleton and Lopez. When they're all on the court at once, it's one of the most unstoppable groups.
Mm-hmm.
And they should have got pieces that could help them around it, not getting rid of one of their star players. Middleton has fallen off, but they should have given him a few more years.
Yeah, I believe he could have had 2 more years in him. And if they wanted to do this, they could have just gotten a backup instead of just trading him immediately.
Exactly. But this was wild.
This was insane. Yeah.
Now, this was a 3-team trade, but for the purposes of right now, Zach LaVine is a Sacramento King and De'Aaron Fox is a San Antonio Spur. I did want to see Fox play for the Spurs this season. I had a feeling that would happen, but I'm still pretty shocked.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know they were going to get
now LaVine and DeRozan, the reunion on the Kings now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do we think this affects the Kings' chance of a deep playoff run in any way?
Not deep, but I see them maybe doing playoff run, but next year, not immediately.
Yeah, I think this year, low-key, they're gonna do worse.
They're gonna stay the same or do worse.
I feel like Fox was their key player that just knew everyone around him super well and just knew what the smartest thing to do was. Zach LaVine is just more of a go to the bucket and get a bucket type guy. But Fox on the Spurs, this is the big one.
Spurs are doing really well with their picks, their trades. I just see the Spurs. So last year people said with Wemby, the Spurs are just going to keep going up and they're going to win the championship in 5 years. But now I actually am believing that because of the trades and the switches of players they're making. But
yeah, Fox has done really good in his first few games here. So we'll just let him develop, let Wemby develop, let Steven Castle develop. This team is going to be scary for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Fox is definitely one of the biggest moves in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
Next,
Jimmy
Butler to the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Lindy Waters III. So
Andrew Wiggins in my conference.
I've been asking this a lot, but will this affect the Warriors' playoff hopes or playoff chances?
I still just don't think so. I don't see how this is going to work. Well, I see why they were trading for him because he gets the job done. Well, sometimes. I'm not saying he's consistent. Um, but I feel like this won't really help their case. Like how I thought Chris Paul was gonna make the Warriors better.
Yeah,
I feel like that might turn out
that was when the Warriors
like
declined.
this. Mm-hmm.
Like Butler just seems like someone. He doesn't have to have the ball in his hands, but he has to be like the star player on the court.
Exactly.
If that makes sense. Like with Curry, I just feel like he won't be looking for Butler too much, and like Butler doesn't. If Butler has the ball, it's Curry should probably be the one he looks for, but he doesn't just seem like the pass first player. He's like his mentality is to get a bucket, and he's really good at that. It's just a fit with Curry on the team.
Yeah, it's just the fit with 2-star players on the team is kind of weird, and plus, but Curry can play off ball, so
Yes, the off-ball movement for the Warriors is one of their best attributes, and with Butler, that's gonna make them even better.
it's true.
As long as Draymond stays on the court. All right, now
The big one. The big one.
would you like to start this?
Luka for 80. Y'all heard this. Even non-NBA fans heard of this trade, which is insane to me. A bunch of people are saying that the Mavs lost this trade, but I don't think they fully lost it. But
Yeah.
the Lakers still did.
I don't
better.
think they lost it in terms of the Lakers won and the Mavericks lost, but they definitely lost in terms of just giving Luka up.
Exactly. They didn't put up a fight or anything.
This trade has happened for over a week now, and I still have no words for it.
Same.
I kind of understand it from the Lakers, but really from both teams, I don't understand how you give up Luka for really anything, especially a very injury-prone player, and then few rotational players. Like Mikal Bridges, when he's traded to the Knicks, they got more than what the Mavericks just got.
That's a good point. Because that was last year.
Yeah.
But
that was actually wasn't that the beginning of this year?
2025.
Was this when he went to the Knicks?
When the Knicks was early.
It was before this season,
Yeah. Okay, so last season. But I just feel like I heard the Lakers, they're trying to fill in for LeBron leaving, and the Mavs didn't want to pay Luka a supermax in the summer, which makes sense. But couldn't they have waited? If they were trying to avoid the cost, they could have done that a while ago. I just don't see why they made this trade right now.
Yeah, he's a generational player. You can't just give up on like that just because he hadn't played recently and he's gaining weight. The Pelicans have stayed with Zion this whole time.
Exactly.
Which is probably not the right thing, but
yeah.
There's a few players in history that have the level of talent and impact that Luka has. And it's just you can't give him up for, like I said, just injury-prone player that is getting older.
I know, and he's not fully washed yet, but I will see. He's probably gonna decline from here in the next year or so. So I understand the Lakers' side of the trade.
Yeah, this is definitely a trade we have to see play out for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have a winner for this trade yet.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
So, easily craziest trade in history, most shocking trade in NBA history.
No one saw it coming.
2 people knew this was happening, and those were the 2 general managers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any words. I think you hear how much of an impact this makes on the NBA.
When I saw this, it was complete silence.
When I
looked at my phone,
I thought it was
I was
fake.
like, Shams got hacked. That's how I was because I didn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. Lakers wouldn't do this. Mavs wouldn't do this. Guess they really wanted to get a championship for the Lakers.
Seeing Luka's name in any trade talk is crazy.
And in another jersey.
Seeing him on a different team?
on a different court.
Different in-season tournament play now. Like different color jersey, different players around him. Well, okay, what am I saying? This is gonna affect his career. I wanted to see him on the Mavericks his whole career, but I hope the best for him.
I thought it would just be like Dirk, man.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna fill Dirk's spot.
But I guess not.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like a week to remember, because in the next years to come, it's gonna be like, oh wow, Luka really fits on this team, or it will be like, oh wow, we probably shouldn't have made that trade.
It's probably more gonna be that one.
Yeah, this is really just a staple in the NBA history.
Yeah, so you're seeing our reactions. We can barely speak right now, so.
Yeah.
Now I have a list of every team who they gained and who they lost in this past week, and we're gonna grade them from it and I'm not including any draft picks in the future. This is based on the rest of this season.
Yeah, no first round, no second round unprotected.
No cash considerations.
Yeah, so we're gonna be grading each team from a scale to F to S, and yeah, it's all 30 of them, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, except for this first one, these are the 5 teams that did not give away any players or get any new players. So, it's probably like from worst to best in this order, except you could probably switch the Wolves and Nuggets.
Yeah.
So the Wolves and Nuggets are definitely contenders. The Magic can make a deep playoff run. Then the Nets and the Blazers.
The Nets and Blazers definitely needed to make a move, and we put the Nets here before the Ben Simmons trade. So.
Oh yes.
Keep that in mind.
Which honestly, let's also remember they did get D'Angelo Russell like a month or 2 ago for Dorian Finney-Smith and someone else.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's a big impact. But like none of these teams made a move in last week besides Ben Simmons, obviously.
Yeah, and that was just now.
So grades, Blazers and Nets gotta be F. They needed to do more.
Mm-hmm.
Magic,
I'd say D.
Oh, D for Nets?
D for Magic.
Oh, D for Magic?
They needed to make a move, in my opinion.
They just need to be healthy.
Or I'll go C.
Loki might be a little. I'm going B plus A minus. If they can all be healthy, but we know Mo won't be there, but they have like one of the deepest teams in the league. So I'll go high B.
Okay.
Then Wolves and Nuggets.
It's
just A.
Yeah, just A, because nothing is S because they didn't do anything exceptional.
And they're not like obviously the best teams. So.
Yeah.
But contenders for sure. All right, first up, Hawks. You got
Terrence Mann, Bones Highland, Karis LeVert, George Niang. I don't know how you say that. They lose DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Cody Zeller.
So this is obviously they're like one of those mid teams, but like just looking at these names, this is like a huge change for them.
It's definitely a wild switch up for sure.
They can't talk. They got a bunch of scorers to replace the scorers they lost.
It's true.
So they're probably just gonna stay around the same level of production. But like they didn't lose, like they didn't get worse.
Yes, I'm gonna just say B.
I'll say like a high C because this doesn't help them like get like over the top. They're like staying the same tier.
I'm gonna say B minus.
But yeah, I'll say like C plus B minus. But this doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So just for that, I'll give them a B minus. Next, Boston Celtics, who didn't receive anybody, and they lost Jaden Springer.
Well, till yesterday, we received.
Oh, Torrey Craig.
Yeah, Torrey Craig.
Signed him.
Which. Good from Brad Stevens because they saw we weren't getting rebounds. We needed a rebounder, so we got him. That's good, but that just doesn't go for the cost of
That's better than Springer, but like, okay, and this in general, like, this is just a mid deadline for them, but
they didn't really need to make a move.
Exactly. So, and losing Jaden Springer is not a big concern for them. So
I'm gonna go B minus again.
In terms of this, I'll just go like C because it's if you lose someone and don't get anyone, it's bad. But for this season, it's going to be S. They're probably going to make it all the way again.
I hope so.
Of course, you hope so.
I feel like next season it could be possible for a Lakers Celtics finals.
Woo.
Imagine
NBA
that again.
ratings and the amount of watchers, amount of viewers. Woo. All right. Next, the Hornets, who received Jusuf Nurkic, Dalton Knet, and Cam Reddish, and lost Mark Williams, Cody Martin, and the third player listed right there.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know how to pronounce that, and we're not going to even try it.
Exactly. In case he's watching this, we're not going to get any new enemies.
Yeah, I feel like this
is big.
This is a good trade.
Especially now that Brandon Miller's hurt for the season.
Yeah, they got some good young players in Dalton Knet.
Yeah, and they lost Mark Williams to that Lakers trade, but Nurkic, I think, will be a pretty good fit for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think LaMelo's going to find Knet and Reddish in a lot of spots. He's going to put them in their spots on the court. I can't wait. I mean, obviously, this isn't going to be like a playoff-changing moves for these, but
it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun to watch for sure. So I'll give them a B+.
I'm going to give them a B+.
Because like Mark Williams was being very productive.
Yeah, so it's really just like just swapping players. It's not really a lose or win.
Yeah, I'd say if we had to choose, they won more than they lost.
Yeah.
Which is I can't talk. Which is the only thing you can ask for. All right. Next, the Bulls, who received Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, and Trey Jones, and of course lost Zach LaVine and Sidi Kosoko, but just Zach LaVine.
Basically.
So obviously losing a player as big as Zach LaVine, like, it seems like it was worse for them. And obviously that doesn't make it, like, the players that we received doesn't make up for LaVine. But it's not like this really hurt them that much. They needed to get him out.
Yeah. They've been holding on to LaVine for so long that it's been time to get rid of him, just like Trailblazers with Dame.
Yeah, they had like one good year when they had LaVine, DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, and Vucevic. That was great basketball.
That was the golden era.
Oh my goodness, those 4 weeks where they were the 1 seed. Now they just got a bunch of solid rotational players. Obviously, they're not contending for anything this season. So for the remainder of the season, it's just like a D. But for their future, I mean, I'll give them C+, B-.
Yeah, I'd say the same for me because it's really just a rebuild now.
Yeah.
Now they got Zach LaVine. They're locking in on the rebuild, and we can obviously see that. So I'm gonna give them this trade probably B, just a B because we needed him to be They needed him to be traded for a while now, and they just finally did it. So they didn't really lose too much.
Yeah,
so.
I thought they were gonna find some trade for Vucevic too.
Oh yeah,
but he's staying. So yeah,
we got traded.
We'll go low B for this one. All right, Cleveland Cavaliers, who received DeAndre Hunter and lost Kair Silver and George's Niang. So this isn't a win for them because those were two great rotational players for them.
Yeah.
And the Cavs have been crazy this season.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's not going to affect them too much.
Yeah. Hunter makes up pretty well.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to be ready to fit in with the team that they have constructed around him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what LeVert and Niang were really good at with. So, like another like B-.
Yeah, B-.
Honestly, I'll go like C+ because they lost good rotational players.
That's true.
So if you lose more good than you receive good,
it's going to be less than a C, I'd say.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next, Dallas Mavericks. Received AD, Caleb Martin, and Max Christie, and lost Luka, Quentin Grimes, supposed to say Maxi Cleveland.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sorry, guys, and Markieff Forrest.
So Caleb Martin.
This Caleb Martin is actually very like low key, like underrated in this talk right now. Like he definitely helps them in their grade.
And Max Christie was doing pretty good.
And Max Christie.
It's just the stars of this trade. I don't know how it's gonna play out.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like for now it's got to be like a C plus.
Yeah, because they lost more players than they gotten, and I feel like they've lost more depth in their team. So I have to give it like a D.
Yeah, and if Caleb Martin didn't get if they didn't get Caleb Martin, I'd give them somewhere in the D. But with him now, he is C2.
Yeah.
Pause. Next, the Detroit Pistons, who did not actually lose anybody. And they got Schroeder, KJ Martin, Josh Richardson, and Lindy Waters III.
This might be an A.
Obviously you can't give a bad grade. This is actually...
This might be an S.
In terms of like impact, okay. In terms of impact for like the rest of the season, this is like just like a B, but like in terms of what they got, in terms of like what they did this week, this is A.
Yeah.
S is a little.
Yeah, I'd say A plus.
S might be pushing.
I'm say A plus.
All right, I'll say A for now.
Plus.
Warriors, who got Jimmy Butler and lost Wiggins, Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and Lindy Waters III.
Man, I don't know if that was the right decision, Warriors.
Yeah, they should not have given up Lindy Waters III.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean Jimmy Butler?
Bro.
So what they lost won't affect them too much. It's just what they received. Jimmy buckets. He's got to stay a bucket on this team. He has to have a good attitude going in.
Real. I feel like this would be a trade like ideal for AD, but instead they got Butler. You know what I'm saying? You see what I mean?
Yeah, and then Luka would be traded for Butler. Luka would be on the Heat. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Just going into our fantasies now, but yeah,
So,
I don't think this is a win at all.
I'll say if Butler actually starts playing like if he has the level of production he usually does, which he doesn't usually in the regular season, but they have some playoff hope, I'll just give them a B.
Okay.
Because like Wiggins was falling off, Anderson was not impactful enough. Schroeder, they didn't hold on to him for long enough. Like
they really didn't.
They didn't even have him the whole season before this.
I know.
So, and then of course they lost Lindy Waters III. So for that,
that's the go.
So
I'm gonna give it a.
This is crazy. But
I'm gonna give it a C plus.
Honestly, I'll join you on that C plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Rockets didn't lose anything. Received Cody Zeller and Jaden Springer.
I'm gonna go.
I mean these names.
A minus.
I'll give them. Actually, now that I think about it, they did need another big and another player like Jaden Springer. I'll give them an A minus too.
All right.
If you didn't say that, I probably would have given them lower.
Well, I just see it as a win because they were doing good already.
Yeah.
Plus, they got more players.
And we just need Jabari Smith to be healthy. But even without him, they've been doing pretty good. They're pretty good. They're like the 2 seed.
They are the 2. Wait. Yeah, I think they are the 2.
No one's taking the Thunder spot for the 1.
Yeah, that's it.
But we all saw that coming. No one saw this coming. So
yeah.
We'll give them A minus.
Yeah.
All right, next, Pacers. Lost James Wiseman, received nothing.
Oh.
This might.
F.
Well, this actually might be better than them just. They lost James Wiseman. That's the best part of this.
Yeah.
He's so disappointing. Yeah, we'll just say F. I mean, technically, if there's a name of a person that you lose, but in 0 names that you get, it can't be good.
Yeah, but I'm gonna still go off who they lost. So I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably D plus.
All right. Yeah, low key. I'll just go D.
Yeah.
I mean, this trade means absolutely. What am I saying? This trade. These. Okay, you're talking now.
This doesn't really help the Pacers. It really, it helps the Pacers by getting rid of someone that they didn't need. But I feel like they should have received more players. Like,
more than 0.
yeah, more than 0.
But we'll go with D because they didn't lose anyone impactful in a good way.
That's true.
And I was about to tell you guys to apologize to us. We apologize to you for all the stuttering and not being able to speak.
Yeah, we're just so mindless.
Exactly, for sure. Next, the Clippers. Holy cow. Received Simmons today. Bogdan Bogdanovic, Patty Mills, Drew Earbanks, and Marjan Beauchamp. And lost Terrence Mann, PJ Tucker, Bones Highland, Mo Bamba, Kevin Porter Jr. I don't even know where to start here.
I think they lost. No, they have Patty Mills. So.
I think Bogdan replaces Terrence Mann pretty well. Patty Mills replaces Bones Highland. Eubanks replaces Bamba. Marjan replaces Porter Jr. And then we could say Ben Simmons replaces PJ Tucker. They can't shoot. This is a perfect.
I feel like this is just like another, just like if they would have swapped the players, the team would have still been in the same rankings.
Yeah, I think losing Terrence Mann was the biggest factor here. But I mean, they actually low-key. There's some like not very known names that they received, but like from like an NBA fan standpoint, this is actually really good for them.
Yeah, they traded like basically a whole lineup of players, and still nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna go up or down. I just don't.
Yeah, but you know what did go down? The logo. And their logo was trash. Their logo was trash last year, so.
It really was.
Come on, Clippers. Grading,
C.
Of course. Low key. We'll have to see what happens. I'll go B+.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to rely on Ben Simmons too much.
Yeah, but I feel like Bogdan is really helping.
That's a good addition. Good role player.
Yeah, and then the other role players. I'll go B+.
Too, yeah. B+. Yeah. I'll go.
Now, Lakers receiving Luka, Mark Williams, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris, losing AD, Dalton Kennett, Cam Reddish, and Max Christie. They had a really good chemistry. So that's probably like the worst part about them losing those players.
Mm-hmm.
This is a thing we have to see play out.
Yeah, because they lost a good amount of young players.
They lost key rotational players.
Yeah.
Markieff Morris and Maxi Kleber. We'll see what happens, but they might not even be in the rotation. And they got Mark Williams solely because Luka requested a big.
Well, and they
needed
that
a big.
Luka requested that because they need one.
Yeah, Jackson Hayes is their big.
Yeah, that's not working.
Yeah.
So I might just go D, because if I'm gonna say the Mavs,
What do we give the Mavericks?
D.
D. Okay, the Lakers got to have a higher grade than the Mavericks.
I'm gonna give them a C-.
I'll give them a C+, just from like the talent of Luka and then Mark Williams. The fit will probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I get it because we graded them a C. We'll see. All right.
That was funny. Okay.
Really?
Next, we got the Grizzlies, who received Marvin Bagley and Johnny Davis and lost Marcus Smart and says Jake LaRavia, but the E is supposed to be an A. But besides that, just look at who they received and look at who they lost. I'm going to turn around for a second.
They lost Marcus Smart, so F. I'm kidding. They lost key defensive player.
Okay, I'm back.
In Marcus Smart, and I feel like they had him for 2 years. They should have kept him. I just feel like Marcus Smart could have done better for the team, but also I see why they traded him because.
Now that, just let's think about this. They got rid of Marcus Smart and the 2 players they got from the Wizards. The pick that was second overall instead of Luka, who has been trash, and Johnny Davis, who was in the 2023 draft, I think, who's one of the worst top 10 picks ever. The Wizards just cooked in this.
Really did. Wait, where does Marcus Smart go in this?
Wizards.
Wizards, okay. Yeah, then this is a F.
This is what? I didn't even when I wrote this, I didn't even think about how shocked I would be looking at this.
Wait.
Johnny Davis? Marvin
Really?
Bagley?
We really want him? Do we want him, Grizzlies? No. We just lost Marcus Smart to a growing Wizards team. I'm saying we because Marcus Smart is a long-lost Celtics legend. Anyways, they just lost Marcus Smart to a Wizards team that's now going to have Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart. And Jordan Poole. Which they might be better in the next year or two.
Hey, when we get to the Wizards, they've done some underrated stuff. But we'll talk about them later.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what do we grade them?
That's a great point. F. Okay. Heat received Wiggins, the GOAT, Kyle Anderson, and Davion Mitchell, and lost Butler and Josh Richardson.
I don't see how this is going to help.
Can't give this a good grade.
Just don't see how this is going to help him.
I mean, Kyle Anderson. But
Right.
besides that,
yeah.
I'll give them C.
I'm going to go C too because...
Well, actually, I'll bring it down C minus.
C minus. I'm going to just go C because even though they lost their star player, they received decent role players, but then again, I think the Heat just weren't working with Jimmy Butler, or Jimmy Butler wasn't working out with the Heat, so they were like,
yeah,
we can't have this on our
That's the way to look at it when you're trying to think of the positives of this, that Butler wasn't working out.
Yeah.
And Wiggins seems like the right player to replace him with. Just the inconsistencies is
in both of them, actually.
But yeah, Butler also has inconsistencies. So yeah, okay, I went from a C to a C minus, and I'm going back to a C.
So it's really just like give or take in the next few years how this is going to turn out. Jeez.
Yeah.
Speak.
All right, the Bucks receive Kyle Kuzma, Jericho Sims, and Kevin Porter Jr. Lose Chris Middleton, Marjon Beauchamp, and AJ Johnson. So no, we don't have to talk about AJ Johnson.
We don't have to talk about this trade. It's an F. I'm kidding. But losing Chris Middleton will be a big deal, even though he's injury prone. I just don't think how, as I was saying earlier, I don't see how Kyle Kuzma fits in with Giannis and Dame's play style.
Hot take.
As Chris Middleton did.
Hot take alert: Jericho Sims is the best upgrade for the Bucks.
Out of those three, yeah. Out of those three, for sure.
It's like Marjon Beauchamp is an underrated loss here. He's actually been a really good player for the rotation of the Bucks.
AJ Johnson
was a really good 3-point shooter.
Oh yeah.
And then Middleton,
mid Fulton. I don't know what I'm doing.
So funny, guys.
I'm just gonna grade this a C, or I'm gonna say D plus.
I'm gonna go D. Straight in the middle. Pops.
Yeah, I might just go D too.
All right, next.
D2. Not
D. R2D2. Okay. New Orleans Pelicans receive Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and lose Brandon Ingram and Daniel Tice, like we said earlier. So, like, we can't. They lose an all-star, get 2 rotational players, and lose like their starting center.
Bruce Brown's decent. Kelly Olynyk's getting old. They just lost BI, and Daniel. Do you say like Tice?
I say Tice.
Tice. Okay. I said that.
It's a former Celtic, man.
You're right. My bad. So is Kelly Olynyk.
So is Kelly Olynyk, yeah.
But it's another one of these. We're just gonna have to wait and see if this was like a terrible play, but I feel like it was.
Yeah, I'll go F plus.
F plus, sure.
The only way I see this making sense is when you look at it like this, it looks terrible. But they needed to get rid of Ingram and like make like a new team around Zion and Herb Jones when he develops.
And then,
but when you look at it like this,
yeah.
So I'll go F plus.
On paper, it's F plus. IRL.
On paper, Pelicans should sell their team.
Real.
Next, New York Knicks. It's weird to see the Knicks logo and then DeLon Wright and Jericho Sims.
Mid for mid.
Jericho Sims is way better. So
yeah,
this is a loss.
So,
but it doesn't affect it. I'll just go
C
D.
minus. I'm gonna go C to minus.
I only say D because Sims is like a level above DeLon Wright. And DeLon Wright is much less needed for the team that the Knicks have. Like Jericho Sims is like a good big that could work around the guards. DeLon Wright should never have the ball in his hands if Brunson's on the court.
See, yeah, I don't see how that dynamic is going to work.
Bro, DeLon Wright. That's just a name that's been around the league for so many years, just on every team. Just so mid.
He's like a phantom player.
I'm doing research on him later. All right.
Yeah.
Next. Oklahoma City Thunder. They somehow gang a player and don't even lose anybody. And the player they receive actually makes sense for their team. The NBA is in trouble.
Yeah, OKC might win it all, man. And that's hard to say.
I said that before. In one of the former episodes, I said the Thunder are the only team that could beat the Celtics this year. And I think I still stand on that. Except maybe the Wizards. But I'll go light to decent S.
Yeah, because just one of the best teams. I'm not saying the best team yet. And just got really good player for their team and didn't even lose anyone out of that.
You're going to be saying best team pretty soon.
All right, boy. Nuggets fan.
Yeah, sorry. Sixers receive Quentin Grimes and lose Caleb Martin, Reggie Jackson, and KJ Martin. See, Reggie Jackson and KJ Martin were like good rotational players, but this doesn't affect their season as much. Losing Caleb Martin.
It's crazy.
And receiving Quentin Grimes, who's just like the low-level Caleb Martin.
Yeah, it's basically like, have you seen those where it was like, Luka is an evolved version of like, what's his name?
Are you about to name one of the players on here?
No, like Luka is an evolved version of like lower point guards. And that's kind of what this is. Caleb Martin is evolved version of Quentin Grimes. You know what I mean?
Sorry for misjudging you.
So
yes,
they lost.
That's what this is.
Basically the same player, but better.
But better.
Other than two other players that were good for that team. So this is just.
So they received a solid regular season player for a way above solid playoff performer.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd say
D minus.
Okay.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
And sometimes don't think alike. All right. Suns lose Nurkic and receive Cody Martin and the name we're not going to say.
Guy.
So we could just give this like an F.
Mm-hmm.
And we can move on with our lives.
Yeah. Let's just.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep on.
Sacramento Kings receive Levine, Jonas Valanciunas, and I spelled his name right by the way. And the third player who the Grizzlies lost, I'm not going to try to pronounce either.
Jakar Laravia.
Yeah, and lost De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Jordan McLaughlin, who's at 5'10", and Alex Lynn, who sucks. So
two players that really made sense.
So we can just talk about the first two names that the Kings received against the first two that they lost.
Okay, so Jonas Valanciunas was a good addition, I'd say.
For sure.
But it just doesn't come at a cost. Like
we'll see what happens with him in Sabonis.
Yeah.
And then with Levine replacing Fox, this is a loss for the Kings in my opinion.
Yeah, it's severe loss.
Besides the fact that they lost Alex Lynn, that's always going to result in positive play.
Bro. Kevin Huerter was a pretty good role player too.
Yeah, this is definitely when we have to see play out because it's hard to give this like a D when Zach LaVine and Joe Valanciunas are the names. So I'll give this a B minus because I see what direction they're headed in. They have to execute. I'm
gonna go with that because it's hard to grade this at all, really. So
yeah, B minus. San Antonio Spurs receive Patrick Baldwin Jr. and De'Aaron Fox. How did I leave this man off of this? And lost Zach Collins and Trey Jones. So,
PBJ is pretty decent.
Terrible on my part. This looks bad now.
Yeah. Okay. Just imagine
De'Aaron Fox right under the receipt. So
I'd say
this is
Trey Jones was a bad loss. I'd say.
Yeah, and Zach Collins a little bit too because he was good for when Wemby had to sit out.
That's true.
With Fox, I might be a Fox crazy now, but I'm giving this like A.
Yeah. I'm gonna say A minus.
A minus. But now let's hypothetical scenario. Fox did not get traded. Like this says
F minus.
F minus. Yep. All right. Raptors receive Ingram, PJ Tucker, James Wiseman, and lose Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, and Davion Mitchell. How do you receive PJ Tucker and James Wiseman? Just for that, they might have to get a bad grade.
Yeah, for real. But BI
Ingram,
is really killing.
Ingram moves them up to whatever we want to say.
Yeah.
And then they lose rotational players. I'll give them a B because like the Ingram really carries here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say B- because it's really only Brandon Ingram. But we could say the same thing about the Spurs.
The Spurs is gonna be way more impactful.
That's a good point.
Patrick Baldwin Jr.
So I'm gonna go. What were we saying?
B-.
B-. Yes.
Utah Jazz receive Mo Bamba and the rookie Jalen Hood-Schifino and lose Patty Mills and Drew Eubanks. Look, when the Jazz, all the players have been injured, Patty Mills and Drew Eubanks definitely stepped up, and Eubanks has been replaced with Mamba, and Mills has been replaced with Jalen. So this is definitely a loss for the Jazz.
Yeah.
I'll give them a light to decent D-.
Haven't heard Mo Bamba.
No, F.
Yeah, it's
Sorry, I don't know why.
F+. You had aggression with that. No, F.
I didn't want anyone thinking I was giving them D-. F.
Yeah, I don't know why they traded for Mo Bamba. I don't know how he's still in the league. But I'm going to go F.
Every time I see Mo Bamba's name, I just think of like the player he should be, and I just think he's good. But I don't think about how bad he is.
That's real.
All right, F. Now, last, the Wizards receive Middleton, Marcus Smart, Reggie Jackson, Alex Len, and AJ Johnson. And lose Kuzma, Jonas Valanciunas, Marvin Bagley, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and Johnny Davis. So this is definitely a exhausting week for them. But a W week, probably.
I'd say this is a...
Losing Valanciunas is probably the worst part. But...
Yeah, that's a good point. I'd say this is a gain because Kuzma for Middleton is like the same thing, just injury prone.
That's good. Marcus Smart.
More defense.
Yeah, more. Yeah, and then
go to O.
Yes, now I'm looking at this. Jonas Valanciunas getting traded is like the only negative to this. In my opinion.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'd say B-.
I mean, obviously the Wizards won't have a chance of winning anything anyway. But now that they did this, they can lose better. I'll go B+.
Can plummet better.
Yeah. Go up to that 14 seed, maybe.
I'm going to go B, like just B.
So, that's what I'm pretty sure that's the last team. Which now means we are in the fun time. If you watched other episodes, you know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
We do NBA-related topic, game things. Now this one's going to be a little shorter, but
and it's
still fun.
Yeah, partially based off the trade deadline too. So
yeah,
just keep that in mind.
Literally, first off,
speak of the devil.
This draft is only the draft of players that we just talked about. They had to have been traded, or like Ben Simmons, like who got moved. But are we picking Simmons? Okay,
pick a number.
Like any number?
Yes, or no, pick a number 1 to 2.
1.
Hey Siri. Oh, wait, hold on. Pick a number 1 to 2. All right, good talk. Hey Siri, pick a number 1 to 2. 2. Okay.
So
I'm first. Snake draft, correct?
Yes. So I'm cooked already.
Who
would you like to pick first?
Maybe
Kyle Anderson.
Jim. I'm kidding. Look at that.
This is another chance to take Kyle Anderson. All right. Well, I will be taking Anthony Davis.
Who would it?
And well, I'm between two. I'll go to Aaron Fox.
Okay. Then I will take Zach LaVine. And then Brandon Ingram at my 4. Because that's like, I didn't think of a backup big.
All right.
I'm good.
I will go with Chris Middleton and Jimmy Butler.
Okay. Jimmy Butler at the 4.
Yeah, I'll keep him there for now.
Okay, 5, I'm going to take Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know if it's Jonas or Jonas, but whatever.
We're gonna say Jonas.
But then for the 3, I'm gonna take. Who am I gonna take? Guys.
Do we need to go back and look at everybody?
Who got traded? There was
I might just have to start yelling names.
who was the 3 that got traded?
Kuzma.
Sure.
Kyle Anderson. Come on.
No, Kyle Kuzma.
Oh,
Wrong
Andrew
Kyle.
Wiggins. Hey.
Yeah, I'll go Wiggins. I don't really mess with Kuzma.
Okay. 6-man. I want some good defense off the bench. I think you know where I'm
Marcus
going.
Smart.
Give me Marcus Smart.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but
now the 2.
there's no players left on this one.
I don't want to have to go and look back. I don't think there's going to be a high-level player chosen at this 2, sadly.
Ben Simmons.
At the 2?
Yep.
Trying to shoot us out the game. I mean, I could bring Smart in the starting lineup and put someone on the bench. Oh! What's that? You know what? I'll
Trey
just.
Jones.
I will take Dalton Connect.
Okay, going young.
He can shoot the ball.
He can.
Shoots it, makes it.
Just like me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take. Can I go back?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, go. Cheater.
You just.
Oh, you want the lawn, right? You can have him. Okay, the Martin.
Oh no! Yeah, I forgot.
I remembered him. I just didn't want him. You can pay Patrick Baldwin Jr.
Bro, not PBJ.
Where are the good
I'm
players?
gonna just take Nurkic.
Oh.
Because what else was I gonna do?
To pick someone else.
Well, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I wasn't gonna take Quentin.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, you have to comment who won this draft. So comment Troy in the comments.
Where else?
Well, actually, let's look at this.
Okay. Oh, should we go one by one versus? Luka's better than De'Aaron Fox.
I don't think so, but okay.
Zach LaVine's better than.
Okay, why are we doing it this way?
And we did this last time.
Let's do that. Chris Melton's better than Andrew Wiggins. Jimmy Butler's better than Brandon Ingram. Anthony Davis is better than Joe Valanciunas.
And it's a 3-way tie. So they do have to comment.
You better. I might put a voting poll out there.
Okay, we're making a voting poll. Who won? And if y'all vote him again, I'm just gonna be mad. I'm gonna be angry. But anyway,
you do have a good team, low key.
I feel like it's pretty equal, but I could see how they would vote you. So.
Yeah, I feel like I could have got a better 6-man. That might be the downfall of my team. But there weren't many options, so.
That's a good point.
All right, there's that draft. Comment who will win, or just wait till the voting pulls out. Next, I have a few drafts, and we are going to grade them S through F like we did with the teams. And this is just based on the top 10 picks of the draft.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing else. First, 2018. I don't think we need to read this all off.
See, Andre Ayton is crazy. Mo Bamba.
Kevin Knox. Water break. Okay. So
Marvin Bagley III.
This is like so many disappointing bad players. Well, I won't say so many, but there's. So we could go one by one, but we could just go 1 is disappointing, 2 trash, 3 the GOAT, 4 all-star, 5 the
all-star,
GOAT, 6 Mo Bamba,
yeah,
7 Wendell Carter Jr. is so underrated.
Yeah, but not like.
But he's like what? Okay, so like him and Colin Sexton are like pretty like same tier. And then Mikal Bridges at 10.
Exactly.
Okay, if Kevin Knox and Marvin Bagley weren't on this low, I guess and Mo Bamba. B in your S tier. I think we might have to give it
Just
A minus.
Yeah, just because of the stars on this list, I'm gonna give it an A minus
Like
as well.
Luka, Jaren, Trey, McCall, and then like Wendell and Colin.
Then Mo Bamba.
And then Kevin Knox especially. Man,
DeAndre
it
Ayton.
would help if Ayton was actually as good as he's supposed to be. But
I thought DeAndre Ayton was gonna be way better.
he should have been.
He should have been.
Okay, I'll go A.
Yeah, A.
Yeah. It's definitely not S. S has to be like 10 great ones. All right.
Yeah.
And this one,
Ooh, Curry.
we got busts in here, but we also have.
Okay, here, this is what I'm saying.
Some pretty big names.
Blake Griffin was 1.
Hasheem Thabeet was 2. Yeah, he averaged 0.1 assists.
0.1 assists is crazy. Blake Griffin, James Harden, Ricky Rubio, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan.
Weird to hear Ricky Rubio.
That's it.
Okay, so Blake, James, DeMar, and Curry are there. Rubio was good. Tyreek Evans and Brandon Jennings were pretty good for a little bit. Jordan Hill was decent.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Flynn can leave. And Hasheem Thabeet was one of the worst players ever.
Yeah, so I'd give this
the star.
Star players take over.
They might have better star players than 2018, but
yeah, if we're going based off that, then I'd put A+. But if we're going based off the whole draft, or like these 10, then I'm going. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Not going 11th. Right.
Sorry.
Just these 10, I would say B-. Or B+.
I forgot what I gave 2018, but I'm gonna give the same thing here because there's like Kevin Knox is the Johnny Flynn, Marvin Bagley's the Hasheem Thabeet, and we could just keep doing that. So I'll give it like A.
Okay.
All right. Next, 2013. Obviously, this is the weakest one so far.
Anthony Bennett. Victor Oladipo. He was something to talk about in his prime. CJ McCollum.
It would help
KCP.
if there were other great players.
Alex Len just got traded.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, CJ McCollum at 10. Okay. Trey Burke. He's like the long right. He's on every team. So.
No.
These are like all names we've heard of, but just because they like get traded a lot and are just they somehow play like 9 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
But we got Oladipo, KCP, and CJ McCollum.
I feel like Oladipo's carry.
Oladipo and McCollum are carrying. And KCP, like if we're gonna give rotational players points for the other two drafts, he's definitely very impactful.
Definitely not on the level of the other two. I'm giving it a C.
C minus.
Okay.
Because they all have been good NBA players, but except for Ben. But for top 10, come on.
Yeah.
All right. And this might be the last one, but 2016.
Ben Simmons. Hold on. Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Dracket Bender. I forgot about him. Buddy Hield, Jamal Murray, Jacob Paul. Bro, what is Thon Maker?
What is Thon Maker? That's a person.
Yeah, but that's an insane name other than Dragon Bender.
He makes thons. Okay, so.
Well, Buddy Hield.
Why does this have to happen? We get like such a star-studded top 10, and then we just have Dragon Bender and Thon Maker and Marquise Chris.
I was about to say it.
And Chris Thon a little bit. So the star power here is good.
Yeah, but
I'll say this is.
I'll
say this is worse than the first two. I'll go B.
I was about to say I'm gonna go B minus.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, I said it's top 10. If we're doing whole drafts, this one was good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, maybe this is the last one. 2021.
Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, Jalen. Oh my goodness! Wait, this is stacked.
Yeah, I was gonna say let this develop. Obviously, 9 and 10 aren't that impactful.
First 8 is crazy. The first 8, I like. Those are all pretty big names. You know what I mean?
I think A is gonna be what's gonna happen right now.
I'm gonna say
this could go higher.
Because there's not like really bad players on this list. It's all pretty consistent.
Like, Davion Mitchell and Zaire Williams are the lowlights, but they're better than the lowlights of any other draft we've gone to.
That's true.
And they're all so young.
Real.
And like, bro, Cade, Jalen, Mobley, Barnes, Suggs, like, and now I'm just naming all of them. This is beautiful.
First 8 are really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm put A+ actually.
The scouting was amazing.
For real.
I'm going A+ too. Good job, 2021. I think that's the last one. Next, back to more NBA drafts. And we have done this every episode so far, redrafting a draft. Today is going to be 2020. Well, actually, today's 2025. But we will be redrafting the 2020 draft.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's been 11 picks instead of 10 for the other 3 episodes, so I decided let's just keep that.
Okay.
So, we're going to go back and forth.
So,
Can
I start?
I think we know who's going first.
Yeah, Ant.
So, Ant-Man. All right. With the second pick, there's 2. There's actually 3 that go with. He gets hurt a lot. Hot take, I will be taking LaMelo.
That's who I was going to go with.
If you asked me last year, I would not have picked LaMelo.
Now this is hard. I'm going to go Tyrese Maxey.
Ooh.
Have you seen him 28 points per game?
Yeah. And now I'm going with Tyrese Halliburton. If you asked me last year, I would have said he's definitely the second best.
Same.
He was so good in the first half of last year.
He really was. I'm going to go unpopular pick, but I'm going to go Emmanuel quickly.
Ooh.
It's really
yeah. I'll go Desmond Bain.
Okay. That's who I would have.
And yeah.
Now this is tough.
I see 2 names that I think I'll go with next. Those were literally the 2 names I was thinking of.
Right. Okay, I'm going to go Jaden McDaniels.
Good pick. Great defense. I'll be taking Devin Vassell from Florida State University.
Yep, only for that. Okay.
What?
Then I might go Cole Anthony, but I also might go Danny Avdija. I don't know.
Looking at the 6 players we have left, Obi Toppin is a tier below all of them.
Real. I'm gonna go Danny
Avdija
or something. I don't know how to say.
However you pronounce this, yeah. All right.
He's a bucket though.
So, who we have remaining that we think could be picked, and I'm not counting Obi Toppin. Cole Anthony, Peyton Pritchard, Isaiah Stewart, and Isaiah Joe. So I would pick Pritchard over Cole. I pick Pritchard over Isaiah Joe, and I'm going to be taking Peyton Pritchard with the 10th pick.
Nice.
I know you guys didn't need that whole explanation.
And then, well,
you have 2 Isaiahs.
Which one's the better one? Isaiah Joe.
Good. 3-point shooting, the defense. Mwah. All right, this is our redraft. Let us know what you would fix in this.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably the best version we could have picked. I mean, obviously some players can be switched.
Yeah, the 2 through 4 you could put in any order. Then you could have Bane at 5. Maybe you could have Vassell. Okay, now I'm just. I don't want to critique what we just did.
Yeah, it's good.
It's amazing. Perfect. Maybe. Comment below who should have between LaMelo, Maxey, and Halliburton. Comment below your order.
Yeah, could switch.
That's the fun debate right there. All right, next, got 5 or 6 NBA players, and we're gonna say what single season in their career was their best. First, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, he had his 2 great regular season MVP runs, but then the following year he took them to. Before we say for any of these players, are we counting the playoffs?
No, that's tough because some players like Jimmy Butler only did good in the playoffs.
Yeah. So
I'm saying if their playoff performance was better than the regular season performance, then no. But if it was the same, then yes, that's what I think.
So for him, I'll say the year they won the title, not just because he was one of the best playoff performers ever in that season, but he didn't decline in the regular season.
That's true.
Like,
Didn't he?
just because he didn't win MVP that season.
They won 2021?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm gonna choose that year.
yeah, it's gonna be hard for me not to include like playoff runs.
Okay, we can include
especially for like Giannis, who like destroyed the league.
Yeah, so we can include playoff, but it's like if it's like someone that's only does good in the playoffs, then I'd say no.
Jimmy Butler. All right. Next, oh my God, next Jimmy Butler.
Speak of the devil.
So if we were including playoffs, it would be last year or 2 years ago. But
when it was Nuggets Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could go to bubble, but
yeah,
I think it was more impressive being the 8th seed with the crowd.
That's true. Then if we're saying
not counting that though.
That's tough if we're not counting it, you know what I mean?
Okay, thinking about it, he did good with the Timberwolves in the season he took them to the playoffs.
Okay.
Obviously, there was some heat between him and his teammates, but
yeah,
that's the one that I feel like stands out to me the most.
That's true. I look, he forgot about that. He's been on the Heat for a while.
You know, he played on the Sixers.
Yeah.
And the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And the Warriors.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Well, now he...
And the Heat.
Really? Okay.
Well, I don't know why I chose this picture.
Yeah, I was about to say, crazy picture selection, but...
All right, comment your favorite Jimmy Butler haircut. All right, will we go Timberwolves season?
Yeah, that's what I'm going.
Next. This picture's crazy. Okay. Nikola Jokic. Like, this is like the same as Giannis. But like, you can also include the regular season. He won MVP in 2021 and 2022 and 2024. But then they
won 2022 to 2023 season.
Yeah, and that's the one season he didn't win MVP. But that might have been his best season in his career.
True. It got snagged by
Embiid.
I was about to say
because of allegations we're not going to talk about. But so even if we're not including the playoffs, I'll still go that season, low-key. And if we are, obviously.
No, because I was probably... I mean, this season he's
been really good. This whole decade. Is he the player of the decade?
Yes.
So far?
I'd say so far
pretty
100%.
Easily. Yeah.
Well, we're halfway through the decade, and he's been MVP 3 of the times.
And finals MVP 1 year.
Yeah, so I'd say yeah.
And conference finals MVP 1 year. Okay.
Jesus. Yes, bro.
All right.
He is insane.
Next.
Okay, now this is gonna be
LeBron James.
Bro, okay, because I feel like his Heat season was underrated. Well, I know he had like 3. But...
Okay, but before we talk about this, are playoffs included? Because if they are, then 2016 will be in consideration. Because the carrying was crazy.
That's true. The Cavs carrying. Did you see their roster, bro?
Yeah.
People still say, "Oh, this team was so good." It was literally just LeBron.
Yeah, but the form, I gotta go 2012, I think. In the peak of his prime, best 3-point shooting. He was like a defensive player of the year finalist. He was like averaging a double-double. He was beautiful.
What team was he on?
Heat.
Okay, yeah, wasn't that when it was...
That year they played the Thunder in the finals.
And that was...
or the Spurs.
That was
Russell. They won.
Russell Westbrook.
The baby Thunder with Durant, Westbrook.
James Harden.
And Harden off the bench.
Oh, yeah, that was 6th man of the year, Harden, right?
Yep.
Okay, I remember that now.
So, I'll go with that season.
Yeah, same. Well, okay, so this could be very talked about.
Yes, you could go with any season of his career.
Really, though, except for like this season. But,
and the other season.
And like the bubble.
And yeah. Wait, the bubble.
That was overrated, LeBron. Okay. Anyways, I think his best years were on the Heat. He really just looked like a villain out there on the court.
You guys have seen the picture of him and his face like against the Celtics, like that stare down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he put fear into every Celtics fan. All right, so 2012 LeBron was different, so we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Next, Kevin Durant. This might be the last one. Kevin
This picture
Durant.
is so awkward. Kevin Durant, Warriors 2016.
It's either that or Thunder 2014.
Okay, so he led his team in that season, so
League MVP.
rationally thinking, I would pick 2014 since he led the team.
Yeah, or you could go this year.
Okay.
I'll go 2014.
I'm going to do that too because he led his team there. He didn't have help from like Curry.
Yeah, the Warriors didn't need him.
Yeah,
What was I going to say?
He didn't need DeMarcus Cousins.
Obviously he performed well in the Warriors, but the Warriors would have probably done just as well without him.
Yeah.
The Thunder, on the other hand.
Oh, yeah, Thunder would have been without him.
All right. So, next. Called MVP ladder, but it's just us picking our top 5 candidates from this season to win MVP. So,
okay, so
in our heads we need to like establish who our top 5 are before we pick an order.
Okay, so top 5, obviously Jokic,
Shea.
I was gonna.
This is
Shea,
no order. Luka, Shea, Jokic, Giannis.
Giannis maybe 5.
I'm gonna look at what the MVP ladder is right now.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Tatum's at 6.
Kyle Anderson,
really? But there are some candidates, but
one moment, fans, don't leave yet.
I feel like if SGA doesn't win this season, he's definitely gonna win next season. But Luka also.
That's what I've been saying about Luka.
Exactly.
But now he's traded, so I have no thoughts on that. All right.
I don't know because it's like almost All-Star break.
So Giannis is at 3, Tatum's at 4. Karl Anthony Towns is at 5.
No.
Then we got Donovan Mitchell, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and Alfred Sengun.
Sengun is at 10.
Yeah. And
why is he even?
Yeah, I think Luka's been hurt for a little too much to be considered.
Okay, but I'd still put Luka at like 4 or 3.
Yeah, as a Luka Glazer, I also want to do that. I think we can go 5.
For Luka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because he hasn't played as much as, and I mean the top 4 would be Tatum, Shea, Jokic, and Giannis. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right. And I think I have the order in my head.
I think 4 would be Tatum, 3 would be. See, now this is rough because. Oh no! I'd put Giannis and then Tatum.
Ooh.
That's just controversial, but I'd put Tatum over Giannis.
So let's decide that before we get to the top 2. So I think I would put Giannis over Tatum. And it sounds like you would put Tatum over Giannis as a Celtics fan, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, it's hard. Like it's hard in Tatum's position because he's with such a good team, so we underrate his individual success.
And Giannis is on a bad team, so it's kind
so
of like
obvious.
opposite.
But I think I will. Let's reach in, and I will go with you. We will put Tatum at 3.
Yes.
He'll never win one. I'm sorry.
Just wait in 3 years.
That's when Wemby's gonna start taking over.
I hope not.
He could be top 5 right now.
Man, I'm just now realizing how many people can be MVP.
All right.
That's insane. Okay, anyways, I'm probably going to put Luka then Shea. But then I also...
Oh, you put Luka above them.
No, but I want Luka to win this season because he hasn't won any other season. And I feel like if Shea wins now, Luka might not be able to get the MVP.
I want to see when Luka Doncic first got hurt.
Okay.
If it's been too long
since Christmas. Ooh, that's rough. I'm gonna put Shea at 1.
Luka should have. I mean, obviously Jokic deserved it more, but man, if Jokic didn't exist, Luka should have won it every other year.
Wait, what? Wait, I meant Jokic. I would.
So I think we're gonna put Jokic at 1, and Shea at 2.
Yeah.
Or Jokic is having a Jokic season.
Now, if Luka wasn't injured since
He'd-
Christmas, he'd be up there. Yeah.
Or probably could take.
Hmm. But I feel like the NBA is going to cheat Jokic out of the MVP again.
It's gonna be harder for Luka to win MVP now that he's playing with LeBron on the Lakers.
That's
All
true.
I
They're
wanted-
not going to see
All
him.
I wanted was Luka to win an MVP on the Mavericks. I said since 2022 he could I think this was more 2020, either 2024 season or 2023 where Luka should have won it, but it was last season. Shea had more votes than Luka, which should not have been the case. This season, yes, but
Yeah. But I feel like the NBA, you know how Jokic is leading his team, SGA is leading his team, and now that Luka has LeBron with him, they're going to look at him like, oh, he shouldn't win MVP because he has a sidekick, technically speaking.
yeah, and they part of the reason they got rid of Luka is because he wasn't being a great example, putting on weight and stuff.
Yeah, and I just the same thing with good teammates surrounding them. That's how I see Tatum not winning.
Yeah, that's why it's there's no way you can't argue Tatum to be at 1.
Yeah.
But 3 is this what we want?
I feel like Tatum and Giannis could be switched.
Tatum is that?
But
Me too.
I feel like Tatum has deserved his spot there. But
Yeah,
also
I think we need
Giannis
to give Tatum the credit. The Celtics are doing really good.
Yeah.
So, are we locking in this?
I'd say yes. But also it could change if technically speaking, everything could change about this.
Yeah.
So
If Luke goes out for a little more, I don't even think he'd be eligible for MVP.
yeah.
So, this is our top 5. Comment your top 5 in order, obviously.
Wait, and plus people aren't gonna vote Luka anymore because there's such a big Mavs fan base and they're hating on Luka. He's having it rough with the MVP.
I'm going to start crying if I talk about it. I'm not even a Mavericks fan at all.
I just now realized how they messed up Luka's chance to get an MVP.
That is low-key, when he got traded, the biggest thing I thought about was the MVP, and just I thought he would have been a lifer with the Mavericks.
Same.
I thought he would have been the greatest Maverick of all time. He's
Same.
definitely going to be.
I thought, yeah, he was on the road to be way better than Dirk.
Mm-hmm. Already was. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Took him to a finals. I mean, come on.
yeah.
All right, so our officials won 5 Luka, 4 Giannis, 3 Tatum, 2 Aura, and 1 Jokic.
I see this as
It just seems like it's gonna be these 5.
yeah, it's gonna be these locks.
The other years replaced Shea with Embiid. It's been these 5 and Embiid the last 3 years.
Yeah.
For a good reason.
Is Embiid in the top 10?
No, I think he has been out for too long.
Oh, that's true.
So
Yeah,
good for
Jaren
the top
McCain take over. Yeah, Sam Goon.
So, here we go. Comment below your thoughts. Why'd I go up? All right. Now, I think this is the last thing we have. It's a 8-player bracket, only current players. Which current player was the best in their prime? And we are not including LeBron or Curry because that would have been too easy. But it's the next level under them. So, first.
Well, we know who's winning the first round.
Damian Lillard or Jokic. We got Lillard moving on. Right?
No, Jokic.
So, yeah, Lillard and one other person were put on here because there wasn't enough people in tier 1 level.
Yeah, I think it was Jokic and it
was Lillard and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Giannis and Kawhi. This one. There's definitely conversations here. I would go Giannis. Kawhi this decade. Kawhi has been too injury prone.
Yeah, and I feel like in Kawhi's best year, he was too reliant on his defense other than his offense, which Giannis is good. Giannis is both good at both of them, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's we could go into a way deeper conversation about this, and get into the specifics, but I think Giannis. It's hard not to go Giannis.
Yeah, it's true.
It's going to be fun to talk about the next matchup in the second round. All right, Kevin Durant versus Kyrie Irving. All right. James Harden versus Russell Westbrook.
So now this is.
Do we want to go based?
Do
Oh
we
my
wanna
God,
go
we're talking about prime
Rockets Harden
or
OKC
or Nuggets
Westbrook?
Sorry,
I mean, he was doing good this year. I will give you that. But for the amount of
it
stuff,
doesn't get closer than this.
It really doesn't. This is like the hardest.
This is maybe the hardest decision you ever make. It's because both of them the big flaws are so similar and they're so obvious. And then the best attributes are crazy. I'm gonna go with Westbrook on defense purposes.
Man, this is just hard though because James Harden was really good for the time.
They both won MVP. They both led the league in scoring. They both led the league in assists.
But who did it longer? Westbrook. I'm gonna go Westbrook.
Did he do it longer? I mean, the triple doubles are very.
That he's literally Mr. Triple Doubles.
What makes me kind of want to pick Harden now is that Westbrook got traded to the Rockets with Harden, and Harden averaged 32 points that season.
Well, that's a good. That's
he averaged 36 one season.
Oh wait, here's another question. Do you think Westbrook would have been better on the Rockets than Harden? And do you think that Harden would have been better on OKC by himself than Harden? I mean, if Harden would have been better on OKC than Westbrook.
I'd have to look at the rosters to give a clear answer, but I think Westbrook on the Rockets would be a little better.
Yeah, because if we're oh
my God, this is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because
it does it.
You could switch them, and it's still hard.
I mean, they're gonna lose the next round, but
yeah.
This is probably legal in some places.
I'm locking in Westbrook.
Should we give it a tie? If you go into Westbrook?
I think I'm locking in Westbrook.
I am going to go with Westbrook.
It's 70% Westbrook, 30 Harden for me.
Honestly, that's perfect. Because the rebounding and the defense,
especially
the effort, Harden is just not on that side of the court. Okay.
That's a good point.
Next, we can do that matchup first. Durant versus Westbrook. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, wait, no.
Durant?
Here.
Are we saying Durant?
Yeah.
I think we have to.
It would be weird not to say Durant. Who would have a better chance of beating Durant? Westbrook or Harden?
Westbrook.
Okay.
So, I see. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but it still be Durant.
Yeah.
Jokic, Giannis. This is just like the Harden Westbrook. I'm going to go with
Jokic. Yeah, I'm going with Jokic, even though Giannis.
Man. The defense.
This is literally our Durant Westbrook. Jokic, Giannis. It's the same type of conversation.
Yeah, but this one is more fun because that was just talent over there with one MVP. Now we got the champions. Okay, before we do this is based on prime. Let's decide. Are we doing one season or 3?
I'd say singular season.
All right. Are we going with the season Giannis won and the season Jokic won? That's what we did when we just decided their best seasons. So.
Okay, so if we're going winning season and the best season, then I'm gonna say Jokic.
Man, this is tough because Giannis, the defense, obviously, Westbrook, that was kind of why I chose him over Harden. But Jokic is definitely, much more consistent than Harden.
Yeah.
So you're going Jokic.
Yeah.
I'll go with Jokic too. As a Nuggets fan, on an all-time list, I'd probably put Giannis higher. But this is absolute peak.
All right. So do we have to do those two?
Jokic, Durant. I think we gotta go Jokic, right?
Yeah, I think we have to.
The winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Nikola Jokic. Okay, that's probably the best bracket we've done.
Yeah, I like those decisions, but it's also you can
And that was
switch
we didn't decide. We decided who the 8 were, but it was a wheel decided where they were going to be placed.
Yeah, so it wasn't like biased.
So Harden and Westbrook, man.
Still
Okay,
thinking about that,
man. So comment below who would have won this for you.
And
So you have a lot to comment.
yeah,
All
you
right.
have a lot to comment.
That was it, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for watching us. You can find us on Spotify in our description. Tell your friends and your parents about this podcast. Tell everyone, because trust me, we're getting up there in views, and hopefully we become the next big thing.
Yep, you're gonna do everything he said. You're not gonna complain about it. You're going to do it. You're gonna be happy about it.
Mhm.
Thank you for watching. Comment
Subscribe.
your hottest NBA take. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Share to everybody in your contacts. All right. See you in the next episode.